Jazz, an American story. Ever heard a sound that makes you want to tap your feet, snap your fingers, and maybe even get up and dance? That's jazz. It's more than just music. It's a uniquely American story told through vibrant melodies and rhythms. Jazz is a uniquely American art form, born from a melting pot of cultures and experiences. It's a living, breathing thing with a rich and vibrant history. At its core, jazz is about improvisation. Musicians create melodies on the spot, responding to each other in a musical conversation. It's also about cultural exchange, blending different traditions into something new and exciting. Jazz evolved from the streets of New Orleans to become a global phenomenon. It reflects social change, celebrates innovation, and continues to inspire musicians and listeners around the world. New Orleans, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, was a cultural melting pot. It was a place where African and European musical traditions collided and intertwined. This fertile ground gave rise to a unique blend of sounds. Blues, ragtime, and brass band music all contributed to the birth of jazz. Early jazz was characterized by collective improvisation. Musicians would play together, each adding their own voice to the mix, creating a polyphonic texture. Buddy Bolden, a cornetist, is considered one of the founding fathers of jazz. He was a legendary figure, though sadly no recordings of him exist. Jelly Roll Morton, a pianist, famously claimed to have invented jazz. While that's a bit of an exaggeration, he was certainly a key figure in its early development. The early style of jazz is often referred to as Dixieland or New Orleans jazz. The Great Migration, the movement of African Americans from the South to the North, had a profound impact on the spread of jazz. As people moved, they brought their music with them. Chicago and New York City became new hubs for jazz. These cities provided opportunities for musicians to perform and record, helping to spread the music to a wider audience. The 1920s became known as the Jazz Age. This was a time of cultural ferment, and jazz was at the forefront. Swing music emerged as a popular style of jazz. It was more arranged and danceable than earlier forms of jazz, making it perfect for the dance halls of the era. Louis Armstrong, a trumpeter and vocalist, became a global icon. His virtuosity and charisma helped to popularize jazz around the world. Duke Ellington, a composer and bandleader, created sophisticated arrangements that pushed the boundaries of jazz. His music was both elegant and innovative. Count Basie led a hard-swinging rhythm section that became the gold standard for jazz bands. His music was all about groove and energy. In the 1940s, a new generation of musicians grew dissatisfied with the commercialism of swing. They wanted to create something more challenging and innovative. Bebop emerged as a reaction against swing. It was characterized by fast tempos, complex harmonies, and a focus on individual virtuosity. Charlie Parker, a saxophonist, was an unparalleled genius. His improvisations were groundbreaking, and his influence on jazz is immeasurable. Dizzy Gillespie, a trumpeter and composer, was another key figure in the bebop revolution. He brought a sense of humor and playfulness to the music. After World War II, jazz continued to evolve in many different directions. Musicians explored new sounds and approaches, leading to the emergence of various subgenres. Cool jazz, popularized by Miles Davis, offered a relaxed and melodic alternative to bebop. It was characterized by its understated elegance and sophisticated harmonies. Hard bop emerged as a soulful, blues-infused reaction against cool jazz. It was a more energetic and gritty style, often featuring gospel influences. Free jazz challenged traditional harmony and embraced improvisation. Ornette Coleman was a leading figure in this movement, pushing the boundaries of what jazz could be. Jazz has always been more than just music. It has also been a force for social change. Jazz helped to break down racial barriers. Integrated bands challenged segregation and promoted equality. Jazz provided a voice for marginalized communities. It gave them a platform to express their experiences and aspirations. From its humble beginnings in New Orleans, jazz has achieved a global reach. It has influenced musicians and cultures around the world. The enduring qualities of jazz are its creativity, improvisation, and cultural exchange. These elements continue to inspire and captivate listeners. Jazz is not a museum piece. It's a living, breathing art form that continues to evolve. New generations of musicians are pushing the boundaries of jazz, creating new and exciting sounds. Jazz remains a uniquely American art form. It's a testament to the creativity, innovation, and cultural diversity of the United States. So what's next for you? Dive deeper into the world of jazz. Explore different artists, albums, and subgenres. Share your favorite jazz tracks with friends and family. Support local jazz musicians by attending their concerts. Most importantly, keep listening and keep the spirit of jazz alive.